Hi everybody, welcome back to Galicia. Short video this week, not because we've not been busy, because we've been really busy. However, just not had time to do much really, videoing. So I got a bit of footage of us. We had a chicken harvest this week. We got 5 of the big white chickens into the freezer, so there's a bit of footage of that. Yep. So that all turned out nice. Much bigger than the last ones, and we've been and ordered another 15 today, which we'll pick up next Thursday. So that'll probably be the last batch for the year. Got a bit of footage of the pigs eating maize as well. Bit of reasoning behind that as well, and just preparing the pigs' dinner for tonight. So we've got these remolachas, which we've grown for the pigs. Now I find this absolutely incredible. I mean, look at the size of that. It's as big as your head. I find this incredible that these have grown this big with virtually no rain all year. It's amazing. I mean, where's it all come from? So yeah, we feed these to the pigs. They're called remolacha in Spain, but I think Emma says they're actually sugar beet. So sugar beet's a big crop in the UK, and is it Tate and Lyle, isn't it? Tate and Lyle up in Newark. I've been to their place there, and I suppose this time of year they're absolutely full of wagons going in with this sugar beet. So yeah, just preparing this for the pigs' dinner, just chopping it up. Also got some windfall apples in here for them, and another sugar beet there. So initially the pigs weren't very interested in this. I guess it was easier and they got enough calories from their other food. But as they've got bigger, and I suppose we've not really increased their other food, their PN side, that much, they're looking for calories elsewhere. So, especially Mrs. Pig, she's the cat. I'm sorry if the camera's shaking as I'm cutting this. Yeah, Mrs. Pig, yeah, she's definitely more interested in this than what Mr. Pig is. But either way, that's what they're having. So we bought these as tiny little plants. I don't know, probably about the size of that leaf there. Bought 200, I think it was 200 or 300. Yeah, 200 of them I think we bought initially. And it was about something like €6 for 200. So you can see why why people choose to feed the pigs this, because it's sort of a plug and play. Once they're in. And it was a bit of a faff, as anybody who's tuned into our video to see that. It was a bit of a faff getting them in. We had to plant them up on, I had to mound the ground up and then plant them along in the ground. But apart from that, and keeping them watered for the first week or so, when it was dry, yeah, they've been just been left to it. I think I need a bigger knife. Yeah, so the kids are back at school on Tuesday. They've had 11 weeks off. So we've been and bought them a load of supplies, stationery supplies today. Books and pens and a calculator for the ones they've lost this year. Yeah, so they're back. So this weekend we're going to have a trip up to the we're going to go to the coast tomorrow. weather forecast looks pretty good. We've been and bought Reggie a harness and a seat belt so he can come with us. His first time to the coast. So hopefully we'll have a nice bit of footage of that to show you next week. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. I think it's the first time. Is it the first time we've been to the coast? Apart from when we went to Coruña, Zane had a hospital appointment in Coruña. We went up there and we spent the day there and we went on the beach. But apart from that, we haven't been to the coast. So we're heading up towards the Costa del Morte, the coast of death. So cool because the big waves up there and the sheer cliffs and the amount of ships that were lost or have been lost up there. That's also where they where those percebes, those are gooseneck barnacles, that's where they come from. That's where they're collected from, those cliffs there. The pigs eat the lot of this, they eat the greens as well. So we're going to have an early-ish start tomorrow. I mean, it's not getting light here until about 8:15 at the minute. So we'll get the pigs fed, get the chickens fed, and shoot off, and hopefully have a nice day up there. Yep, it's chicken processing day again. Oh, look at my hair. How funky. Chicken processing day again. I've been working all day, so it's we're doing an evening shift to get this done. We've only got 5 big birds to get done, so we've done 4 of them. Got 1 more to go. So yeah, another successful harvest of chickens. So yeah, let's go and see if we can catch a chicken. We've already had 3 escapees. I went in and some of the little ones in there legged it when I opened the door, so we spent 5 minutes having to round them up and get them back in again. I'll just turn you around. Yeah, so here's the old chicks. So the smaller ones are the ones we grew, we incubated, and I can't get the door open now. You saved, guys, through my incompetence. See, the cats are hanging around for scraps of bits of chicken. Yeah, so these guys are the ones we hatched. They're not big enough to do anything with at the minute. However, this guy here, who's actually 3 weeks younger than the smaller ones, he's a proper meat chicken. So yeah, so he's next in line. He's the next volunteer. So they go in the killing cone. We dispatch them in the killing cone. From there, when they've bled out, they go into this vat of 65-degree water. They go in there for about 45 seconds to a minute, releases the feathers. It just makes it easier to get the feathers out, obviously. Then into the old displumadora, so the chicken feather remover. It's like on its side washing machine, spins round in there, and those rubbery finger things take most of the feathers out. There's usually a few left over you have to pick out by hand. And then we're onto the table where we process them. So this time we've kept, how many are we keeping whole? 3. We're keeping 3 whole, and we are filleting the other ones up into leg, wings and breast. That leaves us a carcass with plenty of meat on, and that will go to make chicken stock and chicken curries and stuff like that. So basically we boil it up, get all the meat off the bones, and then Emma cans it into either stock or, like I say, curries or chicken soup, and then from there the whole carcasses go into these water butts to cool down, because obviously the chicken's quite warm. You need to cool them down before you put them in the freezer to give the freezer half a chance to freeze them. So they go in there for a start to cool down, and then they go into a cooler one just there. So these ones are specifically bred for meat. So we expect them to be about 3 kilograms, something like that. The ones that we raised ourselves earlier in the year were only 1 kilogram. These ones grow much quicker, as you could see earlier. So yeah, it's a more efficient operation. But we've been a bit lax this year when we were trying to breed our own, trying to save a little bit of money. In the long course, I don't think it has done, because now we've got no chickens in the freezer. Well, these 5 and a few little ones left.
So if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that we've got 2 barn cats. This is Gamora. She's the most feral, shall we say, out of the 2 of them. She doesn't really come close to us. She's very skittish, doesn't really allow us to... Well, she allows Scarlett, our daughter, to fuss her and pick her up and stuff, but the rest of us, not. And Drax, her brother, he's the one that you'll often see in the videos. He wants to know what we're doing, wants fuss, wants cuddles. Anyway, so this is the first time they've ever really came down and took any interest in us processing the chickens. And I threw them both a chicken neck, because I thought, well, nice treat. And Drax looked at it, sniffed it, and looked at me as if to say, that didn't come out of a tin. I'm not bothered. Whereas Gamora, as you can see, is absolutely loving what is now her 3rd chicken neck. So yeah, brother and sister, they've been looked after the exact same way, in the exact same place, at the exact same time. One, still quite feral. The other one, completely tame.
Okay, so I've pieced this chicken up. It's only the 2nd time I've done it, so you have to forgive me if there's any butchers out there and you think this is a load of rubbish. Tips greatly appreciated. So what we've got, the feed to come off, we'll dehydrate them for the dogs. They'll go in the dehydrator. We've got the offal, so a kidney, liver, massive liver, a lung. Very rarely get lungs out of the chickens because they sort of disintegrate, but we've got 1 lung out of this, and a heart. We'll fry them up. The dogs will get them as well. The neck, as Emma has just showed you, the cats are having the necks this time. We have wings, legs.
Wingtips have come off.
Oh, the wing. Yeah, I'll take the wingtips off because there's nothing on them really anyway. So legs and a bit of, would you call that a chicken quarter? I think they'll call that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got these breasts, which are fairly heavy.
Substantial.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Certainly feed the 4 of us that well.
Yeah. And then we have the carcass left over, which, like I said earlier, will go into making chicken stock, caldo, which is Galician soup, chicken curry, that sort of thing. Yep, so there we go. Another one done. So all the farmers are bringing their maize in now. They've been, we've had the combines in the fields the last few days. They just chop the whole thing up and store it. I think it sort of ferments under plastic, and then they feed it to the cows over winter. Well, we've been told to snap the tops off of the maize now to give the fruits a chance to swell up a bit. Because we'll feed that to the pigs and to the chickens, but been told to feed these to the pigs. These are the tops we've started snapping off, and the pigs seem to love them. So it's another source of free feed for the pigs. Get them nice and fat. Don't know if I told you, I found an app, because there's an app for everything nowadays, isn't there? To work out how big the pigs are, how heavy the pigs are. So basically you have to, get off my toes. at him, he's got a thing about my shoes. He's got a shoe fetish. So you have to measure around here on him and underneath, and then measure from tip of his head just here back to his tail over there, and you plug the figures into the app, and it tells you roughly how heavy he's going to be. So he's just over 150 kilograms now. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since I did it, so he might be 160 kilograms now, and she worked out at about 130 kilograms. So yeah, they're getting up to weight. I think about 200 kg will be slaughter weight, which will be the end of November for them. So yeah, we're getting there. They're loving this. They're loving the maize. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Look at that little tail going. Little waggy tail. Table manners haven't got any better. So thanks for tuning in again, guys, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully with some nice footage of the coast. Bye.